So Lillian, you put them into two piles. You put them into a pile of books that you were really loving and ones that you were like, nah, and you were really quick to pick those ones. Can you spread those ones out for me? Let's look at those books. What about these books makes you say, nah, they're just okay?
This one has a lot of it's sleeping stuff, it says, and then some food stuff.
So what about that? You're making it like a face. It just wasn't a very exciting book for you to read. No. Okay, so that one you weren't really interested in. You didn't really like the story, maybe? What about these books made you think, nah?
When I found this book, it looks like she's wearing it looks like a clip of a flower leaf, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. So you were thinking maybe she was going to be doing some dress up or talking a little bit about clothes, but what was it mostly about?
Leaves.
Leaves. What wasn't so interesting to you? Okay. Anything else about these books that just really wasn't that interesting to you?
It's like each person like tells us something where they're going. Like swinging, curling her hair, watching the movie, going to meeting the bear, and I don't know.
So it just really wasn't a very interesting book to you. No. It seems like none of these books that you said over here, they weren't very funny.
No.
And they weren't about animals. They had animals on the cover, but they weren't really teaching you anything about animals, which is what you kind of said earlier, so they didn't really fit those things, no. It looks like these two books are books that would teach you about animals. You really liked that. So I'm interested to hear, what about those books didn't you really enjoy?
Well, I looked through the book, and when I saw something, it's just telling us what color they're wearing. Like a red fox or saying what kind of animal it is.
Oh, it just sort of like tells you which animal it is. It doesn't really teach you anything about them. That's really interesting. Yeah, there we go. We're going to get a little video of that. I'm going to go back to this page too and show Mrs. Yates that one too. So it just kind of tells you which animal it was, but it didn't really teach you any facts. What about this one?
Well, when I looked through this book my first time, it kind of looks kind of like animals. It's just telling us about, it's just going like this.
Oh,
It's
they're going
just-
on a safari.
Yeah, showing us pictures of animals and not telling us something that.
Again, it just sort of lists lots of different types of animals that you might see on a safari, but it didn't really teach you anything like those other ones did. Wow, Lillian, I'm learning a lot about you. It seems like I'm hearing that you really like to learn a lot of new information. And you really like true stories, which we call informational books. You really like that. And you also sort of like funny fiction books, or pretend books. That's really cool.